All right. Third argument for logic. This one is the existence of God. And last one I did the legalization of marijuana, and I was for it, but my argument seemed a little bland, and I really didn't kind of like going down reading the list of, oh yeah, this is why I believe this, and this is why I am. It kind of sucks. So this time I'm just gonna kind of wing it, free flow it. But plus this issue seems a little more like it's got to be from the hip, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to put an argument. I'm sure if you put a lot of time into it, you can kind of make some nice, valid, perfect arguments that you can throw at people and be like, touch it, But I don't know. It's still early in the year for that. Anyways, for me, God always kind of hasn't existed. And I don't know. Tried Sunday school once, church and all that, and I just, I remember walking out and being like, yeah, this is the biggest load of crap. And I think I was only like 8. But, yeah, I never had a chance to subscribe to it. Or I had a thought, really. Not a chance. There's always a chance. But, my biggest, I guess I just never believed. It was always hard for me to be like, the bearded dude's in his robe chilling up there, taking in good people in heaven and all this, and it was like, wow, that's kind of weird, that's odd. It shows, heaven's supposed to be so cool and hell's supposed to be so scary, and oh man, I don't want to mess up, I'll go to hell. And I was like, whatever, I'm not gonna, first of all, I don't plan on messing up, and second of all, I mean, I don't know, heaven never really seemed all really that cool. It looked kind of boring, like they always say, hell's got better music. But anyways, my thing is, especially now that I'm a little older, I can kind of, think outside the box a little bit more compared to when I was a little kid, institutionalized. But I never really thought that if God existed, he would ever come down and choose people to be a prophet or choose people to tell his story. I mean, if he was a God, he would be like, created you, go do your thing, walk away and just be like, come back and check on us every once in a while, doesn't really come over here and do miracles for us and little circus acts, and doesn't create a kid that comes down and turns wine into water for us or walks on water and proves it. But I don't know. Anyways, my thing was that we couldn't even fathom a God if we knew what he was. We could say, oh yeah, you would know what he is because he's so powerful and so omnipotent and all this kind of crap that you wouldn't know when you looked at him. Okay, yeah, but I mean, then how does that affect me? Does it even matter? I mean, apparently this guy's so powerful that he can change anything in the world. Well, he hasn't done much for me lately, so how is this good for me? How does this change my life? It doesn't really. I'm always going to go through life being good no matter what. Just generally, it's how you're brought up, really. But yeah, okay. And I looked up a couple arguments online. The one that stood out the most was, it made the most sense to me, anyways, for the non-existence of God, is that he created everything in the universe, and in the universe is time. And so when he created the universe, he created time, meaning he lives outside of time. Therefore, he doesn't exist because he's outside of time. And I don't know, it's kind of tough to get your mind around. You can exist outside of time, but when you think about it, in our world, or our universe, we're going along. This guy comes in and out, in and out, and out. Technically, he doesn't exist. He doesn't live in that second. He doesn't live in that millisecond. He doesn't live in, go down to the smallest thing. We wouldn't even know. We just like, what the hell is that? Something, I thought something was in the room. I thought I saw something, it could have been God. Who knows? So technically he wouldn't exist to us. And to us, whether he exists in another realm, I mean, that can still, I guess, be argued, but then you have to argue like realms and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. It goes towards, I don't know. I guess the big one for me is, I mean, even if he does exist and did exist, I mean, and I've been wrong all this time, and oh God, I'm such a bad person for not believing in God. I don't think it would bother me much. I mean, he could exist tomorrow, and they could find proof and put it in a journal and throw it at me, and I'd be like, oh, sweet, all right, cool, he exists. It wouldn't be that big of a thing. I wouldn't, start praying to him. I mean, why would a God want me to pray to him? he's made it so far without me praying, you know, up till now. What the hell? Why do I need to start now? Because, you know, just because I know he exists now, whatever, you know, it's not really a big issue for me. I always, you know, personally, I believe if there is something, I mean, I do believe in something, you know, he's not a God of, you know, in the Bible, but it's just kind of like an entity, you know, that conscious and unconscious kind of at the same time, and it just does things because it's the way it's programmed. It's kind of like life, you know, but that is essentially what a God would be to me. I mean, it's, you know, long, boring drizzle, you know, and I'm sure it's written somewhere out there, you know, close to my idea of what I think, you know, this, yeah, a God person would be in our universe, but I don't know. Yeah, anyways, I guess that would be the argument. You know, main 2 points for me is that God doesn't exist in our time, therefore he doesn't exist, period. And, you know, technically I would, and if it ever came to an argument of his existence, I mean, it wouldn't matter anyways for me. You know, he's just kind of like, you know, if he existed, then I wouldn't mind knowing that, and I wouldn't mind him coming down and proving it to me, and I'd be like, all right, sweet, a God, well, what do you want me to do now? Pray for you? You know, if I don't, you know, every Sunday I'll go into a church if I got to, but I mean, if you don't need me to, then I'm not going to. And I haven't really seen that or ever seen that or seen proof that I need to do that, so I guess that's my little spiel on it.